for President Biden and his top priority of COVID relief. It did pass the House after 2 in the morning, but without a single Republican vote, and the package did not get every Democrat to say yes because of the scale of the spending in this package. But it is still important progress toward what could become the president's first legislative victory. A major development early this morning. The House passed the massive COVID relief package carried by Democrats' votes, with every Republican and 2 moderate Democrats opposed to the $1.9 trillion size of the package. This is a critical step forward for aid, like $1,400 direct checks and enhanced unemployment benefits. While the House included a federal minimum wage increase to $15, that is not expected to go forward in the Senate. Speaker Pelosi promises to try again.
We will not rest until we pass the $15 minimum wage.
On Friday, President Biden delivered a trust me message to build vaccine acceptance.
The vaccines are safe. I promise you, they are safe and effective.
With a third brand of vaccine on the way, the president visited a mega Texas vaccination center and met airmen on duty there to help. The Biden administration says it will give states more information on available vaccine supply to improve scheduling of shots, framing his plan as patriotic.
This can be a great American achievement, being the only country in the world to reach 100 million shots in 100 days.
Turning to foreign policy, President Biden made his first comments on the airstrike he ordered, putting Iran on notice.
What message were you sending to Iran with your first military action?
You can't act with impunity. Be careful.
And in a new interview, President Biden signaled a change in the U.S. relationship with ally Saudi Arabia. Friday, the administration released an intelligence report that finds the Saudi crown prince ordered the killing of U.S. resident and journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
We are going to hold them accountable for human rights abuses, and we're going to make sure that they, in fact, and if they want to deal with us, they have to deal with it in a way where human rights abuses are dealt with.
And Kelly, let's get back to the COVID relief bill passed overnight in the House. How long before Americans can start getting those $1,400 direct payments?
Well, Peter, the goal is to have this completely wrapped up and signed by the president by mid-March. And that is tied to the expiration of the unemployment benefits that are enhanced at the federal level that expire on March 14th. So it moves to the Senate next, and progressives like Bernie Sanders and Ron Wyden are trying to figure out a way to use the tax code to incentivize raising wages, not a straight minimum wage, but a way to encourage businesses to increase their wages. That's something that we'll see play out over the next days.
Mitchum is a mother of 4 who's been out of a job since July because of the pandemic. She recently told CNN that while she's built a career in sales, she's found herself applying for jobs she never considered before.
I've been applying for, any type of jobs. It doesn't matter if it's entry level, if it's internships, if it's janitorial, if it's anything. I've been applying.
Mitchum and millions of other Americans out of work because of the pandemic would get desperately needed money in the new COVID stimulus package. Each unemployed American would get $400 a week in federal unemployment money through August 29th. That's up from $300 a week they're getting now. And it's added on to whatever state unemployment benefits they're getting. What's in the stimulus for you if you're working? Individuals making $75,000 a year or less would get a one-time payment of $1,400. That's up from $1,200 in the first stimulus bill, $600 in the second. If you make $100,000 a year or more, you get nothing. Couples earning less than $150,000 a year would get a $2,800 one-time payment. Families with children would be eligible to get an additional $1,400 for each dependent. Families earning $200,000 a year or more get nothing. And unlike in the previous 2 stimulus packages, this time adult dependents, including college students, would be eligible for one-time payments.
And you might be thinking, well, why should they get that? But, college students lost their jobs, and those jobs helped for them to go to school. And so many of them were shut out because they were older than 17. And many parents are taking care of disabled adult children, and they are also in need.
The current freeze on evictions runs out at the end of March, and the new stimulus bill is designed to help millions in danger of being thrown out of their homes.
When you pause evictions, people still have to go back and pay that money at some point. And so putting money on the table to help them make those rental payments is key. If you've lost your job, and maybe now you're employed again, but it's going to take you so long to catch up.
So in the new stimulus, over $19 billion would go to state and local governments to help low-income Americans cover rent, back rent, and utilities. $10 billion to help struggling homeowners pay their mortgages, utilities, and taxes. And another $5 billion to help state and local governments assist people who are at immediate risk of becoming homeless.